Deep Dive with David Stendahl, where we trade without ego, no emotion, no greed, and no opinion. Before we begin tonight's video blog, please read over our trading disclaimer and remember to trade smart and accept the reality that trading futures is risky. This presentation does not provide buy-sell recommendations, and our information is strictly provided for educational purposes only. As always, trade at your own risk and analysis. Hey there, it's David Stendahl with tonight's Deep Dive. It is July 8th, 2019. We're going to look at cotton today. BALB is the ETF. The reason we're looking at that is that we're in a tight consolidation. I'm going to present a little more information so you can see where this is coming from. We've got the trends to the downside. We got the technicals, which are negative, and we're at key support. So anytime you see support or resistance, tight support resistance, the support gaps and resistance gaps, those are important for us to look at. So tonight we're just going to spend a little bit of time just on a support so you can see specifically what I'm talking about here. So let's take a look at the market here. Here's cotton in itself. These are daily bars. You can see that the trend is to the downside from the past, say, 60 days or so, even though just recently we've been in a really tight consolidation. So consolidation within a bear trend. And the reason that that's important is that we're right now sitting on this key support. That number is 6504. That's what this support level is. This one over here, basically the same thing, 6506. So when you combine these together, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a 17 here and an 18 right there. So two separate instances, essentially the same numbers. When you combine them together, you get one of these really strong support lines. And when you break that, things really start to fall apart very quickly. So what I want you to do is to watch over cotton, those of you that are trading it, because if we really start to accelerate away from this level that I'm talking about here, then we're going to see probably another big sell-off and a nice opportunity on the short side. Now, when it comes to the power level, just kind of looking at how things stand, we're actually more in a basing formation. So we'd actually like to see it hold here at this level and really start to rally to the upside. That's what the power level is telling us, is that we've seen a base and we're going to start to potentially rally because it's in that lower green level. Before, when we broke through this this resistance or the support level right through there, we had a lot to give away. We were not necessarily in a strong upside, but we had moved to the downside, going from the gray into the green. So now that we're in the green, we'd actually like to see this market really start to support itself. But the problem is we've got a pretty strong bias on the yellow line, which is the 50-day. The 200-day is moving to the downside. And from our perspective, from the system's perspective, there's still some strong trends that are actually out there. So first thing is trend level. You can see that cotton, just towards the bottom here, you can see that when we have this tan, not the gray, but the tan, that just simply means that we're in modest trending phase. So I showed you that we had that major trend to the downside. We've been consolidating. Well, at least according to the 27 markets that we actually track here on the trend level, it's in the strongest modest trending phase, obviously to the downside. And there's 6 markets that are in that phase. There's no blue and there's no orange, which are the really strong and the extreme. So of all the markets, it's actually in the strongest bear phase because of that sell-off that we had a little while ago. But when we look at the energy level, you'll see that cotton is at the bottom here, and it's in the tightest consolidation phase, even more so than the Japanese yen. So the bottom line is that we're in a trend and we're in a consolidation phase. And when you get that type of a condition, and specifically, I come back to the deep dive, when you get this type of a condition right through here, that's a market, a sideways consolidation that you actually want to watch, and watch it very carefully, especially when it's combined here with the support level telling you that there's something here. And if it doesn't hold, there's going to be a lot of downside action to the market. So what are the systems doing? Right now, cotton is literally flat. It's not hedged, it's flat. So there's no open position at all in cotton. And we're basically just waiting for the market to kind of tell us what it's going to do. We're not necessarily predicting things, we're going to react to what takes place. And the reason I'm doing this video is that the reaction time had better be pretty close, and take advantage of this movement that's going to be coming here, because there could be some explosions coming here very, very soon. Could be the downside or to the upside. And so the bottom line is watch the systems. They will be able to pull the trigger. The deep dive in the general sense is just simply painting, giving an idea, the color to the market, trying to gauge as to where it theoretically could be going, and we're trying to not necessarily forecast the market, but we're trying to interpret what the market is doing. The systems, and right now they're flat in cotton, those are the things that are going to pull the trigger, and those are the things that you'd actually want to be watching on an intraday basis. So we're doing well in coffee on the short side, we're doing well in sugar on the short side. We'll see what happens here with cotton. Obviously there's a lot that is potentially out there, given again this support level that we're looking at right through here. So watch 65.04 for specific. 65 is probably a better number, and you want to see that on a closing bar basis. Obviously you can trickle through it a little bit, but what we want to see is whether or not it's actually going to close below that. And when we get that close, you can see right through here where it was coming through that particular support. It was basically on that support, and then the next day it really started to take off, and that's where you get these explosive moves. So let's just simply watch what the systems do, which are obviously flat. Protection mode, we're looking to take a position when the conditions are right. Right now, if we break that support level, they would be on the short side. If it doesn't break it and it consolidates, we'd like to see a little bit of upside potential, and then we'll jump on that side. But for right now, perfectly content on the sidelines, waiting to see what does take place. So with that, we will take a look at some more markets very soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.